If spirits cannot multiply, it means that Eve was supposed to give birth to children. And you pile them up and you wait for God to come down and breathe again into all those children. But when you see yourself being able to bring out a physical baby who is already breathing, which means something again has multiplied itself, which is not just your physical body, even your spirit. Which means the process of multiplication was not successful. You messed it up somewhere. You will not keep that baby. That baby will never grow. Because something from within you, another part of you never multiplied itself. It was just the physical body, but your spirit never multiplied itself into another spirit. So a baby is born but dead. You have to bury even the flesh. So both of you should equally reproduce. If you bring out a baby now, a spiritual baby, which is spiritual without a body, you can't even, you won't even know. That child is not recognized. So you need to bring out a physical body and a spiritual person possessing that physical body. Then you know that you have been able to really obey the voice of God when He said, go and multiply. The two of you, you can multiply. Your physical man can multiply and your spirit man can also multiply. So spirits can multiply. So that's why they argue, they say it can't be the angels having a relationship with the daughters of men and they are bringing out children. Angels cannot do that. Who said they can't? When you hear them saying that, it's because angels are spirits, but I'm showing you now how spirits can also multiply. So look at this. Look at this. Angels, when they visit us, there are times when I know myself, I go to a service. There are certain places that I look at sometimes when I'm ministering. There are times when I see empty chairs. Right? At first, when there was a time when I would see those chairs and I was wondering, why do we have an empty chair? I never saw anyone leaving the place. Some are already in the overflow, but why do we have an empty chair? There were days when I used to wonder, and I really wanted to invite some of these guys and ask them a lot of questions. How come we have an empty chair right at the center? What is it doing over there? Until the Lord began to open my eyes, and I began to see that we had people that we thought were people that would always come. They are the first to arrive in all of our services. You see them coming, they have their own Bibles. They are taking notes. They are not humans at all. There are people that you meet in this church only once. You will never see him again. Not because he's gone somewhere else, never again to see him. He comes back tomorrow in a different form. We have people like that even as I'm talking to you now. They come, they sit with us. Some of you enter into a service, the service is already packed. And when you ask the person next to the empty chair, there's a person there. That's why he went to the next chair, because there was somebody sitting there, and yet when I look at it in the spirit, I can almost point them out. You know, when I'm saying something like this, some of them, when I'm talking about angels, most of the time, they look down like this. Every time when I want to talk about angels and they are there, you just see they just go, all of them at once, they just go like this. And you talk and you talk and you talk about that. It's as if, I think it's as if, don't expose us. Okay? Don't show this to the people. They are not even aware. You see now, let me show you something. So, the problem is that some of you, you might have met angels several times, but it is because of the angel that you know. That's the angel that you are waiting for. Not the angel of God, the one that you know. Angels are not, they don't even enjoy every time just staying in heaven. They are ministering spirits sent to minister to us. So these angels came down and started moving around, sleeping with women. And those women got pregnant. Now, because you understand that spirits can multiply themselves, can they reproduce? Not in heaven, but on the earth. Just like yourself, you are a spirit on the earth and multiply yourself. Take it that way. So, and women were now getting pregnant. I once gave this as an illustration which happened. It's a true story. We were ministering in Mzaraba, and some of you were there during a crusade. And prophetically, God told me that there is a woman here. Every time she's pregnant. But every time when she prays, the pregnancy just disappears and it comes back. And the Lord said to me openly, it is because of a spirit that is sleeping with her. And she's physically getting pregnant. You can actually see that the woman is pregnant only because of a spirit. So if spirits can do that, this is why sometimes when we begin to talk about, we'll get into the nature of demons and their activities, their agenda. We'll get in. That's why I said we can spend the whole year talking about that. But listen to me. That is why it becomes an issue. Why do we then have people arguing that no, angels cannot sleep with women, and at the same time, all of us, we can agree that there is such a thing as a spiritual husband? What a contradiction. A spiritual husband can visit a woman and interact physically with her, and there can be evidence on the woman that there was a spirit messing up with her. A spirit, this is a spirit coming to a physical person, and the physical body can actually confirm. When you wake up, you can confirm. Even some of the guys that are having spiritual wives, when you wake up, it can be confirmed physically that there was a person presently playing around with your body. Your physical body, if your physical body can confirm by whatever comes out, it can also confirm by whatever is conceived. Your physical body, when it interacts continuously with the spirit, there can be some changes on a physical body because of a spirit that is visiting you. So who said spirits cannot reproduce? So up to now, I was bothering our doctors here, and I said, I want you to do a research. Please help me on this one. I want to know where fibroids are coming from. Yes, there might be some scientific explanations to that and so on, but that thing, it's a living thing. It grows. It's like a baby. And look at the place where it is found, where production is supposed to be taking place. It's a place of manufacturing yourself and multiplying yourself, and another piece of thing is occupying that space. And if it grows next to the baby, it is the baby that suffocates. It's much more powerful because of its origin. You can't just kill it like that. It's much more stronger.
It's true, man of God.
Than anything that is coming out of you. So it's all right. It's all right. I'm trying to make people to understand that these things were not like this some years back. Why is it multiplying just like that? You agree with me that why we are still calling them fibroids today, the reason why you call them fibroids is simply because you can't see the head, you can't see the hands. There are no ears there. If a fibroid then develops into coming out with hands and so on, you're never going to call it a fibroid. So demons are in the process of bringing another generation. Very soon, what you are calling fibroids, it's developing into something that will physically come out, appearing to be like a normal human being, but with different characteristics. It's a project which is still on trial right now. Now, sit down. I know you're already seated, but let me show you something. Let me show you something. Why we are so ignorant is because we have undermined the influence of the spirit realm. How far spirits can affect our day-to-day lives. Most of what happens now, sometimes we end up even blaming ourselves and thinking maybe it just happened. There was a relationship and all of a sudden it just broke, in another relationship all of a sudden. It's not just happening, no. Look at the spiritual involvement. What is causing that thing to develop and to grow and even to improve? And they can start like this and they are growing. As you are eating, they are also growing. Right in the same place where they're supposed to be a normal baby. There's something else there, much more powerful. It's taking over that territory and owning it. When it is time for you to bring it out, it doesn't want to come out. You have to be operated. What is it doing? For how long does it want to stay there inside of you without being born? It doesn't want to come out. Now. Look at the book of Genesis chapter number 3. Before I give you the verse, look at God. Look at this. God came down, right? Look at God. God came down from the heavens because men had sinned. A sin was committed, okay? And then God is now ready to pronounce a punishment over whoever was involved. And he pronounced a curse over Adam, and he also pronounced a curse over Eve, and he also pronounced a curse